Imagine waking up tomorrow and bam, you are using 100% of your brain. Are you levitating your coffee mug with a single thought? Cracking quantum physics over cereal? Or maybe just trying not to short circuit from overload? Hey everyone, and welcome to Deep Dive into one of the wildest myths out there, that we only use 10% of our brains and unlocking the rest would make us superhuman. You have heard it in casual chats, seen it in movies like Lucy or Limitless, but is there any truth to it? Today we are peeling back the layers, busting myths with science, exploring the crazy what ifs, and figuring out what our brains are really capable of. This is gonna be a ride, so grab a snack, settle in, and let's get those neurons firing. So let's kick things off with myths itself. The story goes like this: humans only use 10% of their brains, and the other 90% is just chilling, waiting to turn us into geniuses or superheroes. It's such a juicy idea. 90% of your brain on standby, like a secret vault of untapped power. But where did this even come from? Some folks point to 1890s, when psychologist William James wrote about humans not living up to their full mental potential. Solid observation. But nowhere did he say we are stuck at 10%. That twist might have come later, maybe from early brain researchers like Carl Lashley, who poked around rat brains in the 1920s and noticed they could still function after losing chunks. People ran with it. Oh, we must not need most of it. And a legend was born. Then there's the pop culture fuel. Ever seen Limitless? Guy pops a pill, suddenly he's a stock market wizard. Or Lucy, Scarlett Johansson goes from normal to rewriting the universe in a weekend. Even older stuff like self help books from the 30s latched onto this 10% idea to sell the dream of hidden potential. It's everywhere. Your uncle probably dropped it at Thanksgiving once. And why not? It's comforting to think we have got this massive reserve of brain power just waiting for the right key. I mean, I would love to believe I have got 90% left to unlock. Maybe I would finally remember where I parked my car or stop forgetting my lines mid video. But here's the catch: science has a very different story to tell. Let's dig into that next one. Alright, time to bring in the big guns: science, the 10% myth. It's toast. Neuroscientists have been debunking this for years, and the verdict's clear. We use nearly all of our brain, not all at once, mind you, but over time, every part gets its moment. Picture your brain like a bustling city. You have got the motor cortex running your movements, say, waving at the camera right now. The prefrontal cortex is your decision maker. Should I keep watching this video or raid the fridge? The occipital lobes handling visuals, the temporal lobes on sound and memory duty. Even as you are sitting there, your brain's juggling a dozen tasks, processing my voice, keeping you breathing, maybe daydreaming about lunch. Brain scans prove it. fMRI, PET, EEG, they light up like a Christmas tree showing activity all over. There's no 90% dead zone just collecting dust. Even when you are zoned out, the default mode network kicks in, replaying memories or planning your next move. And get this, your brain's only 2% of your body weight but guzzles 20% of your energy, about 500 calories a day. That's like a tiny engine burning a fifth of your gas tank just to idle. Now let's think about that 100% idea. If we cranked every neuron to max at once, it would be like redlining that engine. Cool for a second, then boom, melt down. Your brain's built for balance, not overload. Ever wonder why we don't see animals with brains running at 100% all the time? Because they would collapse from exhaustion or starvation. Evolution went from efficiency, not a fireworks show. So yeah, the 10% myth doesn't hold water. We are already using the whole thing, just in a way that keeps us alive and sane. But that's not gonna stop us from imagining the alternative, right? Okay, myth smashed. But let's have some fun. What if we could flip a switch and use 100% of our brain at once? First off, science says bad idea. Your brain's a network of billions of neurons firing in sync. Overdo it and you are in seizure territory. Think epilepsy, but worse, uncontrolled electrical storms frying your circuits. Plus the energy cost. You would need to scarf down thousands of calories just to keep the lights on. Imagine eating a whole pizza every hour. Not sustainable. Evolution didn't wire us for that. It wired us to sip power, not chug it like a caffeine addict. But let's ditch reality and go full sci-fi. What if 100% meant superpowers? Perfect memory, you would ace every test, never forget a face, maybe even recall every dumb thing you said in middle school. Lightning fast thinking, solving equations before the chalk hits the board. How about telepathy? Chatting mind to mind, no Wi-Fi needed, or telekinesis, grabbing snacks from across the room without lifting a finger. I would be all over that. Imagine the lazy potential. Now the downside, and it's a big one. Picture every sense on overdrive. The drip of a faucet sounds like a waterfall, your shirt feels like a sandpaper, even every random thought screams for attention. No filters, no breaks, just chaos. Ever had a migraine? Multiply that by 10. You might be a genius for a hot minute before you're begging for it to stop. There's a reason comic book heroes like Professor X have fancy helmets. Controlled brain power is a mess, so 100%. Maybe a superpower in theory, but a nightmare in practice, unless you have got a cosmic reset button handy. Now let's reel it back to what's real. Because here's the kicker. You don't need 100% at once to unlock your brain's magic. Enter neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to reshape itself. It's like mental clay. Take musicians. Years of shredding guitar or tickling ivories bulk up their auditory and motor zones. Studies on London taxi drivers, those legends navigating a maze of streets, show their hippocampus, the memory center, literally grows bigger. Even you picking up a hobby like painting or coding are rewiring your brain bit by bit. Proven to sharpen focus and even thicken your prefrontal cortex, the thinking part. Exercise floods your brain with oxygen and sparkling new cells. Why do you think gym buffs swear by that post-workout clarity? Sleep too. While you are dreaming, your brain's sorting memories, pruning junk, prepping you for tomorrow. Point is, we are not capped at 10% or stuck at 100%. We have got a dynamic, adaptable machine up there. Hollywood's half right. There's a potential to tap. It's just less about a magic pill and more about consistent grind. So what's the takeaway? The 10% myth? Busted. Science says we are already using our whole brain, just smarter than the movies think. 100% at what's? Cool on screens, chaos in real life. But unlocking your brain's best self, that's no myth. It's happening everywhere, every time you learn, grow, or push yourself. What do you think? Would full brain power be a gift, a curse, or just a headache? Drop your wildest theories below. Hit that like button if your mind's blown, and subscribe for more dives into the weird and wonderful. I'll see you next time. Keep that brain buzzing.